Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin.
It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin, and look at the time.
It's the American leading the Jamaican at the moment.
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
What's up? We back with another episode of Ready, Set, Go. We in the building. It feels so good to be back. You already know what time it is. My boy, my homie, my ace boon coon, Rodney Green in the building, man. What's going on, man? You good?
Hey, man. What's going on, man? Everything's good, man. I want to begin by, saying it's good to be back, one. And two, man, we definitely appreciate all the love that we get when we're out, when people tell us we love the show. I always know when you pull up on me and tell me you like the show, I'm going to ask you for your phone. I'm going to ask you to pull it out. I'm going to do a phone check. And I'm going to let you subscribe. Just make sure you subscribe. I had a few people be like, hold on. They turn their phone like this. And then they try to subscribe real quick. But listen, we love it all, man. It's all in fun. You know what I mean? We like being here for you guys. We just surpassed 2 milestones when we wasn't on there, man. We want to thank you guys for 60,000 subscribers. And we definitely want to thank you guys for 70,000 subscribers. But we actually going to ask y'all to help us get to 100 subscribers. Help us. Share with your friend. Like, especially if they watch the show. If they love Justin, and they love our content, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys so much, man.
You know we're going to come with the goodness. So prepare yourself this season. We're going to come with some great interviews, some great topics, and some great discussions. So get some people back on here, man. Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, man. Shoot, let's get into it, man. We had a lot going on in the last couple of days, man, at track and field, especially from our young Olympic medalists. When I say young Olympic medalists, man, they out here running faster than ever, doing their things, setting meet records, national records. But we're going to start with Beyonda Walaza. I hope I said that right. Y'all know I'm really not good at saying these names. I try to listen. I'm trying to listen to the commentators now when they come so I can try to repeat it that way. So y'all give me a little bit of grace. But, man, that's the young man who was on South Africa's 4x1 to help them get the silver medal. And it was his first time dipping under 10 seconds as of a couple days ago. He ran 9:99 in a running away form. Did you see it? He looked like a galloping horse for the last 20 meters.
I did watch it. You know, the crazy thing is, like, so many people were in the comments talking about his technique, his form, and talking about how his left leg to right leg were so different in his stride pattern. They were just breaking him down. Obviously, let's give this man some praise. This man then went out here and went sub 10, for one. A lot of people out there who wish they can go sub 10. A lot of people out there who work hard for it and still never achieve to go sub 10. So hats off to him, man. You did an amazing job. What a great race. He reminds me, especially that last maybe 20 meters. If you remember Asafa back in like 2003.
Oh, he did buck a lot.
Asafa bucked a lot. His torso rocked a lot.
Yep.
Now, mind you, it didn't stop him from being a dominant sprinter. Just like Beyonda, right? You could see the dominance in his running. But when Asafa started doing more core work and started stabilizing his torso, that's when he took off. That's when he started flying and his time just started dropping out the sky. So I want to tell everybody out there, watch out for this kid. If he starts to get it together and really putting his body into that right position and holding and stabilizing it, you might see a consistent sub 10 runner coming out of South Africa.
Hey, listen, and I get it. These kids are Olympic medalists. So once they got the medal, they're going to be scrutinized by every internet analyst, even us, right? We're going to go and critique them or whatever, but you know what I mean? I don't know if it's something that need to be talked about, because let's remember, they kids, you know what I mean? And they might not respond well to some of the pressure that they get from having an Olympic medal, even though that's what it comes with. It comes with that type of territory. You know what I mean? I've heard a few other analysts say the same thing. They're going to be scrutinized heavily because they achieved a feat that a lot of people in the world can't. You know what I mean? So, like I said, or like you said, give the young man grace. Let's celebrate him for his first sub-10. And like I definitely see the things that you see also. He's a young athlete. Once this guy starts to really get in a lot more core work and strengthening of his upper body, I feel like you definitely have a consistent sub-10 runner. And then he has a good mentor. You know what I mean? Out there. You already got the national record holders at 984. So, you know what I mean? He has somebody out there who can kind of show him the ropes who's already been there.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm all for a little bit of unorthodox running styles. You know what I mean? That gives you a little bit of character, man. That shows you who you are. You know what I mean? He want to get out there and look like he's Seabiscuit out there and get running. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he ain't in the back of the pack running like that. He in the front of the pack running like a thoroughbred. So, hey, man, beyond doing his thing. Is doing his thing right now.
Speaking of form that's highly scrutinized, our next Olympic medalist, I'm going to say Olympic gold medalist. Let me introduce him right. Young Quincy sets another meet record. Since another meet record in great statement form. You know what I mean? He had good opponents, and he goes out there and sets a national record of 45.71. But it wasn't really running away. He was getting tracked by Andre.
Salvador.
Yeah.
Salvadon, yeah.
Yeah.
By Salvadon, yeah. I enjoyed the race. I watched Quincy run, and he executes his race strategy to the T. It is beautiful watching him compete in races because you can tell that he listens to his coach. Shout out Joey Lee over there at Bullis. He puts together a great race strategy. He knows that Salvadon probably has a little more lung capacity, a little more wind than maybe Quincy has. Obviously being the national record holder, I think in the 500, right? So get out, go hard, maintain the lead. And when you predict that your opponents are going to kick, you make sure that you keep progressively getting faster because that's going to give them the look of he's never coming back to me. And that's exactly what happened with Quincy. He got out hard. He gapped the field. He stayed in control of the race. And as he progressed coming around the turns, he got faster and faster to the point where Andrew couldn't make up that distance. He closed the gap, very much so. He closed it. And they came across the line 45.71, I believe, and 45.8. So amazing runs by both of those guys. That 40, can you imagine, bro? 45.7, 45.8 indoors.
Listen, that boy Salvador is going to be a problem. I mean, I'm expectant of Quincy, but I'm surprised how Salvador navigated through to get to the 45.8 because he was well in last place going through the first lap. And the way he navigated through third and second to get back behind Quincy and then track him all the way down to the finish line, that type of strength, because Quincy's not slow. Let's remember, he ran a national record. So his whole game plan possibly was chase. You know what I mean? I know Salvador and his coach may go back and look at a little bit of the video and believe that they should have tracked him a little bit earlier. You know what I mean? That way, the kind of closing speed he had, I would love to see their splits for the second lap because Salvador's last lap had to have been a lot faster than Quincy's.
I agree with you.
Closed.
I mean, I agree with you. At the end of the day, put the pressure on Quincy. Make sure you ride his hip all the way through each lap, and you're right there to make him feel like whatever he does, it's getting matched. So now he knows that coming down to that straightaway, he's gonna have to give it his all, or either he's gonna be overtaken by Andrew. So he had the ability to kick it. He just did it the wrong time.
Man, I think Coach Joe, his name is Coach Joe Lee, right?
Joe Lee.
Coach Joe Lee had a great race pattern for him. He probably told Quincy, hey, take that boy out to the deep end and see if he could swim. And that's what happened. He took him out deep. And he went out deep and he just ran out of water. You know what I mean? It's only 400 meters and 400 meters. You know what I mean? And I think that's what happened. Right. He took him out deep. He's like, hey, look, we know this boy got strength, so let's take him out deep early and see what he got.
Listen, I'm sitting here watching these highlights, and I come across this highlight that's playing 50 Cent Mini Man, right?
Oh, man.
With Quincy, right? Running this race. And all in my mind, all I'm thinking is, I need to see this biopic. I need to see this movie. It has to be a movie. And this kid is just in high school. Like, he hasn't even turned pro yet for real. And I'm curious to see the layout of how this movie would run, because it would be a great track movie, bro. Amazing track movie. You got your mentor in Vernon. You got your gold medal. You went to the Olympics. You ran 44 3 times through the rounds of the prelims, semis, and finals of the Olympic trials. Like, and now you got that L, and everybody was questioning you, and you came back bigger, better than ever. Like, come on, man, that is an entertaining movie. You got to say it right now.
Yeah, you're right. That might be the first version. But look, man, Andrew, I don't think that boy is seeing the last of that man, boy. Because he finished and he was like, yeah, I'm mad. A young man, Andrew, was standing by watching him do that. And that boy gonna go back to the shop, boy. And he gonna get right. So, I mean, Quincy gonna be ready for him. But I know that look. That's that look of, I don't like that. I don't, like, you remember that scene from Billy? When DMX them roll by, he's like, I don't like that.
Eating a banana, I don't like that at all.
I don't like that, boy.
I don't like that. I don't like that shit at all. But
that's that look, boy.
if you think about it, if these high school coaches set their race schedule up properly, we have an opportunity to see some of the youngest athletes collectively on Team USA. Like, yeah. Andrew could make it. We're going outdoors now. We're about to go into outdoors. These guys are already dropping 45s indoors. So that means they can go 44 outdoors, right? Mm-hmm. And if they're able to navigate through the rounds to make the team, you can have multiple high school athletes on Team USA at one time.
This is true. I guess you're telling all the college people and the pros to tighten up in the USA. Because they coming. Because they coming. Shoot, Quincy came last year and they weren't ready. I'm pretty sure they ready for it now, man. They ready for the young man. Shoot, that's it for our little young medalist, man. But
hold on. We got to talk about one thing about Quincy that people are questioning right now. It's a hot topic for whatever reason.
Yep.
It's Quincy's form. A lot of people are scrutinizing Quincy's form. Why is he running like that? Why don't they change his form? What's your take on that?
I think my take is, man, and this is a take from a long time ago, and I understand what biomechanics may say and everything else, but, you know, they said the same thing about Michael Johnson, man. And the man went out there, and he was the world record holder for a long time, and he was the Olympic gold medalist 2, 3, 4, 5 times over, man. So I get it. Sometimes they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And he's winning, so that's probably why they won't try to fix it. And then if you do fix it, you know, you could have a lot go wrong for the young man too. So I don't know. There's no clear-cut answer on what it should be. I even remember somebody from the back, Christopher Dimitri from France. The first time he ran 9 seconds, he was not really doing a lot of weight training and everything else. They started to put a lot of weight training and stuff on him and his form, and it ended up not being well for him. He never saw a sub-10 ever again in his career. So, I mean, and then it could be a lot more things that went into it, but we don't know. We don't know. You know what I mean? Usain Bolt have the perfect form. He ran 9:58. We always measured perfect form to Asafa Powell. You know what I mean? In the 100 or in the 400, who has the best form? To me, the best 400-meter form I've ever seen, and this is not me being biased, he just looks like a gazelle. It just looks beautiful in him running. Stephen Gardner. That boy just looked like poetry in motion, just moving around the track. That's the best 400-meter form to me. But is he the world record holder? No, he isn't. So, you know what I mean? I don't know.
You're making a good point. I think that we always use perfect form instead of saying efficient form.
Exactly.
Because efficient can mean something totally different. And it can work for that individual, how their body is structured. And when you looked at Michael Johnson, he had efficient form because he got the job done in the 200 and the 400 for him. He was the world record holder for both with that form. And then the next generation that came behind him started to adapt that form. You found a lot of guys who started to run more upright, tighter arm swing, and a shorter cycling pattern. Maybe it didn't work for them. Some of it did, but some of it didn't because it wasn't efficient for them. So watching Quincy run, it's efficient for him right now. Doesn't mean that it's not going to change in the future. And I think as a good coach, you know what to either change immediately and what to change gradually over time. Athletes, their form is their personality. You have to be able to have them buy into the fact of how to change their form without losing their identity and losing their confidence to be able to go to that next level. You can't just say, hey, change this and run just like this guy. And then you're going to think you're going to get the same outcome. It doesn't work like that.
Nah.
Like, be a good coach. Allow this young man, Quincy went out there and ran 44.2 last year. There's a lot of 400-meter runners who have, and right now and in the past, who wish they could have ran 44.2 with probably better form than him. So allow him to go out, find his rhythm. He's running the times that are superior. He's winning races when it's necessary and in their big moments. Allow him to revel in those moments. So when it's time for him to start changing his form, it will bypass that plateau that we see a lot of young runners get into. If he is running at a very executing race strategy plan and hitting times, and he has the okay form, then he'll change his form and may get better over time. We want to see him get to that big level and stay at that big level. So let it be. It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. That definitely. I like his force application though. You could tell he strike the ground with a lot of power when he moves. That long, strong stride. His force application is amazing, which makes him move really, really, really well, especially in the second part of his race.
Wow.
So.
I think that low arm carry, to be honest, it helps him not butt kick. It helps keep his legs underneath him and keeps him propelling forward. So it works for him.
Yeah, man.
What we got?
What we got
next?
A little bit more from our young stars, man. We got the young man with a national record at Nike Indoor Nationals, Tate Taylor, 2046.
Now, I know Tate personally. I worked with Tate 2 years in a row at speed clinics, and watching him progress in the last couple of years. And he's a tall guy. He's taller than me. So he's like 6'3". So he has the frame to get stronger, become faster. But what I love about this guy, Tate, man, is just like, nephew is just so humble, bro. He's so humble, but hungry at the same time. He knows he's good. He knows that he's destined to be something good. So hats off to him, man. You did an amazing job. Went out there and dropped that 2046 on him. Now, guess what? It's on to outdoor. What we got? What we gonna do? I think young boy can do something crazy in the 100 too. Just let me know. We might be gonna use his highlight again when he drops that sub 10. So letting you know.
Man, if he's 6'3" and he ran 2046 indoor and he's a kid, he's a senior or junior?
Junior. No, he's getting looks, man. He's getting looks at colleges, so I think he's senior right now. I think he's a senior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, look, boy, y'all better go. Any colleges, any Power 4 colleges, talk that boy up, man. Y'all better go holler at Tate.
Listen, you know you good. You know you good when the coaches come to you.
Oh, let me talk about this or touch on this at one point. I mean, since we already talking about kids getting looks, man. Look, we understand why now these kids got to run so fast. Being that the whole system has changed with the NIL and the JUCO system, now that your JUCO year is not ate up, man, most of the colleges and these big colleges, they're not and I'm not talking about all the coaches. I've heard from several coaches, they're not looking to develop talent. They're going straight to the portal, and they're going to these JUCOs, and they're going to these kids that's trying to jump ship. And if I could get me an 11-2 from a JUCO or 11-2 from another school, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to get this little girl or this little guy who's running 10-3 in high school or who's running 11-2 in high school because I could go get that in the portal. I already seen what they could do on that level, man. That's kind of hurting our little high school kids. But now it look like these high school kids motoring to where some of these times are being competitive on the NCAA level. What do you think about how that whole thing has changed for the kids? Because now a lot of our kids won't get to go to their dream schools because they won't be able to achieve those type of times to compete with the portal kids or the JUCO kids.
That's a tough one, man. I mean, the environment changed. The environment's changing. It's going to demand more out of these kids. You know, like it's not going to be an easy cakewalk to be able to get to the dream school that you wanted to go to now. Like you're going to have to put in a lot more work. That's a tough one, bro. Like looking back when we were in college, man, it was a little easier for us, for sure. In that aspect, it was way easier for us.
Listen, I won't say the coach name. He coached at a Power 4 school. I said, hey, man, I got somebody out there running 1150. He said, that ain't enough. 1150 in high school ain't enough.
Ain't enough, bro.
Ain't enough.
Ain't enough. Listen, boy, 10-3 used to be rolling for the men in the 100, for the boys in the 100 meters in high school. Now they're going to be like, oh, that's cool. That's cool.
They be like, yeah, keep going. They're going to hit you with the keep going.
And listen, it's going to be a dying breed right now. Like there's not going to be any more walk-ons. There's not going to be any more Rudies. And Rudy meaning like Notre Dame for all the people that's not of our generation. Rudy is a movie about a guy who walked onto Notre Dame football team, made the football team, got a chance to play in the game, right? Our Rudy is Wallace Spearman.
Yeah.
Wallace was a walk-on at Arkansas.
That's crazy.
Wallace went to the highest levels of our sport, bro. The highest levels of our sport.
Crazy.
And his chance to shine was because he walked on to Arkansas track and field team. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It ain't gonna happen like that no more.
Man, yeah, you got to be like a real hidden gem, like serious genetics, like just hidden. Dude got to see you running down like a school bus or something, and be like, him. I want him. Man, shoot. Like I said, once again, man, these young kids rolling. Man, Miss Elise Cooper with the high school #1 of 2264 indoor. She could have scored it. She could have scored maybe about 2 points at the national championship for NCAAs. 2 or 4 points. She could have scored, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. These kids are moving. I wonder where a lot of these kids end up going, man. You know what I mean? If they're going to end up going to school at all, man. And I think that was, yeah, that's one of the fastest times ever one of the fastest times ever from a high schooler, man, indoor. 22.6, bro.
22.6, dog.
That's a good time outdoor, bro, for somebody running. I won't even say a high schooler. Because a good high school time for a 200 for a girl is 23.5. That's like elite. 22.6 indoors is crazy.
She looks tall, bro. I don't know how tall she is. She looks tall. And she didn't have the best start in that race either. Like
no, she didn't.
It was okay. It was okay start. But when she got up and started going, boy, woo! Like, I don't know. Where do you go with these kids? These records after records after records, dog. This is crazy. This is crazy, dog. Like, I can't even fathom. Like, what do you like? They're gonna make this a normal thing now. Like, it's gonna be so normal to go out and break a record. It's gonna be so normal for these young high school athletes to run 22 indoors at some point in time. Like, this is what we're looking at. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. That's still amazing. That's definitely still amazing. I attended Bob Hayes this weekend, man, and they have. It was a windy meet. I'm glad they ended up turning the straightaway around in the finals of the 100. And I feel like all these meets, if you have the ability to turn your meet around, you should. You should, because a lot of the kids, it does a disservice to our kids if it doesn't happen. Now, if you can't, you can't. You just hold your meet and you go on. But if your track meet has the ability to turn the track around to be favorable win for some of these kids, let it be. Some of these kids are trying to run times to get into schools, or they are talking to the school. So when they run a time of, 11.5 for a girl, and then she go and run 12.1 and a negative 3.3, you know what I mean? A college coach is going to be looking like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Or you have a kid who ran 10.2, run 10.7, and a negative 4.1. A coach may look at it and be like, because you just know once you over 2.0 negative, how do you convert negative 4? What you going to say? Oh, yeah, that would have been this. I mean, a lot of coaches ain't trying to hear that. Even if they know, coaches ain't trying to hear it. You know what I mean? And the fans are not trying to see those type of times either, especially if they already heard about the kid and know what they could do. So now, at Bob Hayes, you know what I mean? The 60th Bob Hayes, shout out to Bob Hayes, they turned that track around. And when they turned that track around, boy, Gleaton, Maurice Gleaton, boy, dropped 10.01 with a 2.3.
Only a 2.3.
Then he ran 20.64 and a negative win, bro. And when I tell you the wins was negative out there, I mean hardcore negative. Anybody go ahead and look up their prelims of all those races. They like negative 3.3, negative 4.1, negative 2.8. These are hardcore negative races, bro. Like real negative. You know what I mean? So I was happy that they was able to turn it around for the 100 and the hurdles and everything else. But yeah, man, like I was happy to see when he dropped that bomb. And that boy don't play, boy. Even on the 4x4, that boy rolled, boy. Listen, he looked like he bounding down the track. I saw it with my own eyes, man. Maurice Gleaton, man. Listen, that kid is the truth.
Listen, I'll tell you what right now. Maybe a couple of years ago, if a high school kid challenged me to a race, I would think about it, like, I'll race you, young cat. But now, no, dog, no. I ain't taking that challenge, dog. Don't catch me lacking out there, dog. No. Pull my hamstring. Not happening.
Definitely. I was impressed with Maurice Gleaton. You could tell he's an older high school kid. But what about that freshman, Dylan Mitchell, the 10.07 as a freshman?
Yo, that's what, Dylan Mitchell, CE King, right? So I met Dylan, and young guy, kind of a guy like you could tell like he just keeps to himself. And the coach was like, hey man, I want you to meet some of our athletes. They're getting ready for indoors, man. They're going to have a great breakout season. So what I'm hearing the coach at CE King, shout out CE King. I go over there, almost 3-4 times a week training football players. And to know I met this kid and him going out there and doing that and staying in touch with him, man, it blew my mind. Because I'm thinking like this kid going to go out and maybe run, 10.4, you know what I'm saying? As a freshman at that. Kid's a freshman. So when he went 10.35, I hit him up and said, hey man, I didn't run 10.35 till I was a senior. So you out here doing your thing, dog, as a freshman. And then double back around the next week and run 10.2 with a little tailwind to it. but then double back around again to run 10-0 now.
That boy hit you. That boy hit you with the usher. He said, "Watch this." That boy hit you with the usher, boy. Listen. Speaking of him, the kid that beat him in that race that he was in, Braden Deshaun Williams, man, who ran 9.99. He's the Nike indoor national champion at 6.62. Man, these kids doing the do. I don't even know. They doing it up, and they doing it up right. I mean, but shout out to that coaches, man, because these kids have to be coached by coaches who know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, I just hope and pray that definitely they are sustained and they're preserved, and as they transition to the next ranks, that we keep seeing them. You know what I mean? After saying that, we have to move to Gout Gout. I think I'm saying it right now because they say Gout Gout is not it. Is it Gout Gout?
But no, hold on. He was on Beyond the Records. And if memory serves me right, they talked about him and he did not say that it wasn't Gout Gout. I don't think he said it.
You know I'm bad at
Gout Gout, Gout. I'm going to go with the dude is truth.
I'm going to go with Gout Gout. I'm gonna say them both.
You going half and half?
Gout Gout. Yeah, I mean,
half and half.
No disrespect. I just want to make sure I try to say your name right. I'm trying to learn a lot better. People in the comments saying I'm out there hammering people's names, but that's my thing. Even when I coach at the schools and I do some clinics, I put all the kids' names. It's not a good thing. I know this, but the kids don't even mind. They're like, "Oh, we know Coach Rod don't even remember names." They know something that he's not good at.
You said my name wrong for like 3 years in a row.
That's not true. The world know who you were. But yeah, man, listen. He is the first Australian to sub 20 seconds in all conditions. I was happy for him. He wished that it was wind legal, but the wind didn't permit for it. It was just a little bit over the allowable, but he is the first Australian with sub 20 seconds in all conditions, which is good. I watched him, man. The competition is not even, no disrespect to this competition because they are youth athletes like him, but he beat those kids by 2 seconds, bro.
Yeah, bro.
2 seconds. Yeah. And track and field in the 200, 2 seconds looks like a whole century.
They weren't even in the screen. Like when the TV was panning and you was watching him pull away from the field, like he just was in the screen by himself. He's on a different level than those kids. That's all it is, man. And I don't know, where do you go from here as Gout Gout? Where do you go? Like, you're annihilating the competition throughout your whole country, like by far, like you said, by 2 seconds or more. So what do you do now? Do you put him on a more international schedule to where he can race other athletes of his caliber and he will be in that season to be able to race them? You know what I'm saying? Like, or do you just kind of let him be the king of his own domain until it's thrust upon him that he has to go pro, he has to get into that cycle of racing top athletes? Like, it's not even close. It's not even close. The competition is not even close. He can't even have one guy be like, yeah, he might get me in the 100 if I don't do this right. He could do it wrong and he's still going to go out there and annihilate competition.
Since there's no real way for our sport to really have a governing body to really go through ranks, I think he's going to kind of take the Quincy route. He's going to run some of his age group, and then some meets where he could jump into a pro race, he will. It's a great model because there's nothing stopping them from doing it, and they get the experience that they need to get before they level up. And they could always go back down and, you know what I mean, build their confidence. But I don't even think that's a thing now because the kids in this era are getting so fast. Like you see, Quincy's not invincible. You know what I mean? He can get beat by kids his age. You know what I mean? It's not like he is an outlier, but we see that there's other outliers that's coming. You know what I mean? So it's just this is just a new wave of amazing younger athletes. This is crazy. A time ago, you would have 45.7. Second place in that race would have been 46.2 maybe. And 46.2 is very great for a high schooler indoor. It's very fast. It's just that now we got outliers.
Listen, I come from an era. If you ran 47, you were the dude. If you ran 47, you was that dude. Like now these kids out here, woo.
Yeah, 40. I think 47.3 when we were in high school got you a scholarship, bro. Got you a full ride.
Yeah.
47.3 got you a full ride. Which is crazy. Which is crazy. Oh man. Shoot. Next on our list, man. Let's go. Let's talk about some of these. And the NCAA was happening this week also.
NCAA.
Yeah, man.
Bella Whittaker.
Bro.
Arkansas.
Listen. I love watching that 4x4 this year, man. They just keep turning out these 400-meter runners, bro. Arkansas,
well, it's a fact.
Like a 400-meter factory over there.
It's a factory over there. But but listen, though, she been good. She been good. When she was at Penn, she ran for Penn, and she was out there doing her thing. She made it to the Olympics. She was on the relay. So
listen,
it ain't like she's just a product of Arkansas. Arkansas has definitely taken it to another level for sure, but she been like that though.
Yeah, Justin, you saying like that, but no, there's no other like that except for Femke Ball. Like she ran the American record. The only thing faster than her is the world record, and where she wasn't that far off. The world record is like 49.17. She ran 49.24. So they didn't just level her up; they leveled her up to the best that ever ran that race indoor in American history. So it's crazy.
It's true.
That's crazy.
You're right.
It's crazy. And she wasn't even, I mean, she was definitely an opponent, but I don't even think she was the one that was favored to win. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think she was, but she handled business. I mean, with that time like that, I mean, from now on, you are the favorite to win in my book. And she got a sister. You know she got a sister too, right?
But I didn't know she have a sister. Is her sister like her too? They run the same event?
Her sister runs for Stanford.
Her sister better not run the 400 with her. I mean...
No, I think her sister runs the 800, if I'm not mistaken.
Good choice. They can run the DMR together. Shout out to Bella, man. Listen, you ran in an amazing race. It looked like she was shocked when she won the race also. She didn't know that she ran that fast, but like that's what's supposed to happen, man. When you got good coaches out there, they tell you a race plan and you stick to your race plan. Don't look to try to run a fast time. Listen to your coach and listen to the race plan. If you follow the race plan and you execute the model that your coaches give you, 9 times out of 10, the time will align with what you're trying to do.
Well, I want to say that her sister is already on the Olympic team as well. And she was no alternate. Her sister ran the 800 for Team USA. So both of them official. They both official.
They really can sing the song in unison. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. That's crazy. Ain't nobody like y'all. You right. Oh, no. The Clark sisters. They like y'all.
Yeah.
They can sing that song in unison too.
Yeah, that's some royalty. Rare air right there for sure.
I know, man. Shoot. I loved watching that 60 meter men lineup, man. That right there. But that young man, Jordan Anthony from Arkansas. Man, he came out and did his thing, man. He had the Michael Jackson arms at the end and everything. Did you see it?
Yeah.
He did the Michael Jackson. It's rare that you see Michael Jackson arms in the 60 because it's so quick. And he still ran 6:49. He hit the Michael Jackson arms. And he played football.
Oh, he played football for Arkansas?
He played football. If I'm not mistaken, I think he plays football for Arkansas, man. Listen, they they out there certified getting it. You know what I mean? I want to say congrats to him. He looked like, I think he was the runner-up the year before. You know what I mean? I think he talked a little bit about getting himself together. You know what I mean? And he really wanted to win this one. So for him to walk away with the title the way he did, you could tell it's something that he's been waiting on, because he's like, yeah, man, it's my turn. And guess what? This weekend it was his turn. Jordan Anthony, shout out, man, from RSG, man. I got to watch out for this kid now. You know what I mean? I saw him last year, but now Michael Jackson arms were 6'49", and he ran 6'47" in the prelims.
Oh, wow.
Shoot. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
man. So
okay.
ain't no telling, man. Celebrating in the 60 and 6'4". You got dudes. I ain't got dudes. Shoot. I even tried to run 6'4", couldn't even do it. But you got this young man got Michael Jackson arms with 6'4".
Listen, I've ran 6'4", and I couldn't put up no Michael Jackson arms. I'm over there diving for the line. that's how I was getting to my 6'4".
Oh, man. And like we said, man, with these young kids, man, India Mayberry, freshman from TCU. Shoot. Let's go down the list. NCAA champion. Number 1 time in the world this year. Number 7 performance in the world at this distance indoor. Number 2 U.S. in indoor history at 22:30. And she looks like a baby. She looks like a baby. She looks like
she born to do this. She born to do this.
Yeah,
she born to do this, bro.
Listen, man. She in that purple and white. Shoot, she came to bring the purple and white back, boy. Look, TCU. Shoot, the last time I heard about TCU, I think would have been on the women's side. I ain't heard from them in a while. The last male that was really, really, really good was Ronnie Baker.
Yeah, I can't think of TCU female. Yeah.
Somebody gonna fact check us in the comments though. Listen, ain't no disrespect. I'm just saying, I haven't heard from a TCU, but like, listen, she out there, she doing it, man. Like, this young girl is going to be a certified problem. You know what's funny? I don't remember her coming from, and maybe she was running fast in high school, and I just didn't catch it or didn't pay attention. I've never heard of this young lady in the high school rankings. I've heard of a lot of other high school girls, but I haven't heard about her. Maybe I may be mistaken or glazed over her name and didn't see it. But I can't recall. I'm going to say that. I can't recall. But it goes to show that some kids, like, they come from a system to where if they didn't do a lot of weights, or if they didn't have like specialized coaching or somebody who could really pour into them what they know or who could see their ceiling, they go to start doing all these stuff. And then, boom, it felt like they dropped out of nowhere when they really didn't. It's just that they have a new system, new way of coaching that their body really taken to, and they were able to really run really, really fast. You know what I mean?
I've heard of her. When I moved here to Texas, there was already whispers about her when she was in high school, about she was going to be good when she get to college, because of the reason why you're talking, which is the next level of development, weights, different nutrition, different kind of workouts, and clearly it's working for her, working big time for her.
Yeah, man. Shout out to her, man. As a freshman, she's going to get a lot of attention now, man. I hope she wears that crown well, but shoot, we definitely going to be looking out for her outdoor, man. 22:30? 22:30? Jeez.
22:30 indoor.
Jeez.
Indoor, bro. You understand? Do you understand what that can calculate to outdoor?
Yeah, I think it's like 22:10, 22:0. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with the right permittable wind, man, she going 21.8 maybe. You never know. They say you take off 0.3 from indoor to outdoor. However you do. Take off the 0.3 and you get what you get. You know what I mean? But, you know, I've seen some girls run 22.5 in the outdoor. They drop 22 flat.
I think that's what's about to happen.
Yeah,
I think that's what's about to happen.
This
I
young
think
lady,
she going 21. She going 21, bro.
I think we might see 21 out of this young lady. The next, man, we got the women's 60, which was just as exciting. You know what I mean? I love watching Kayla Jackson. I love watching Jadyn Mays. You know what I mean? She's very entertaining. But they weren't any of the winners. The winner was Tejaz Defran. I hope I said your name right. Please don't have your mama come get me. Listen, because people mamas come to get me, bro. Especially when they see me, boy. It's on site. They approach me like how LeBron approached Stephen A. Hey, you gonna get my baby name right. I be like, this is how you say it. They even put the enunciation on the little paper and everything. I said, listen, because you stepped to me, I'm gonna get it right.
That's almost like when you got Masai's name wrong.
Boy,
and she had to come for you, Doug.
She came for me, boy.
She came for you, Doug.
I get it right now every time now. We cool now. We like this. She was at Nike Indoor Nationals, man. I know a lot of those kids love to see her, man. I like to see her doing all that community work. That is what Olympic champions do. Do your thing, young lady. But not
Absolutely.
taking anything from Mr. Fran. Man, she went out there and ran 7:09 and handled business. She handled business, man. Now, I know a lot of people going to be like, man, she flinched, and they should have, like, made them stand up. It looked like she flinched a little bit, then they moved. But if her foot didn't come off the pedal, man, it's legal, man. She just caught you off guard.
Know the rules. Know the rules.
You know what I mean? Honorable mention.
I learned that from Don Harper. Don Harper Nielsen was like, hey, they were going to get her for a false start. She went over there and cited the rules from the book and said, my feet did not move from the pad, so it's good to go. They let her back in the race and she ran, bro.
She got them on a policy. Hey, if you go to your job, read the policy, man. It's going to help you out. She apparently read that rule book, and it helped her because if she didn't know and she was unexperienced, she would have just walked off the track.
Facts.
Yeah, Facts. Man, fight your fight. But honorable mention going out to, man, Jadyn Mays. She definitely, I seen that the Oregon Ducks, I think, won by 16 points, and I think she scored 16 points. Her coming back for that little last indoor run, because I think her eligibility up helped her team win the team title.
Listen, Jadyn Mays is like Kobe for the Redeem team. They needed her to get the job done. She came in, got the damn job done.
She did. She didn't need to win them all, but she just needed to score a few points, and that's exactly what she did. Did she want to score a few points? We know she wanted to win. It didn't work out that way, but she won big in the end by being one of the people who pulled through for her team. Now, all of them had to score points. We're not saying Jadyn Mays scored the points. It could have been a throw or anything, but she came back for that year, and she was the only person in the sprints that scored the way she did. But everybody was a together effort from the Oregon Ducks to go out there and close it out and win that title, man, and she helped them do it. So shout out to her.
Shout out to her. She is a national champion, as well as the rest of the ladies as well. Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations to them, man. Shoot. I want to talk about this other young lady in D2 Nationals. Because sometimes we get caught up in the D1, we glaze over this young lady in D2. Her name is, what's her name?
Joy Udu Gabrielle.
That's why I let you say it.
Joy Udu Gabrielle.
Now, if this young lady was at NCAA Championships D1, she gets second place. Jadyn Mays doesn't score the way she does. She gets second place at 7:11, which proves in our sport the track is a track. You got talent no matter where you run, if it's Australia, USA, or wherever in the world, time is time. And she's just as talented as these girls in the D1 ranks. Maybe we end up seeing Joy in the D1 ranks, but I just wanted to shout her out because she ran an amazing time. And she's out there doing the Justin Gatlin shush finger.
You like that? I like that. You see what I'm saying? I like that.
I know you. She out there shushing people, man. Listen.
Hey, let's be real for a moment, because at the end of the day, sometimes JUCO and Division II doesn't define your athleticism. You may have gone through a situation as an athlete that has put you into that JUCO format or that D2 format. Doesn't mean that you don't have the talent to be in D1 or be even the best in D1 too as well. So when you look at these athletes and you see them in Division I, JUCO, don't just shrug them off and be like, they're not even good enough to be in D1. You don't know why they're there. You don't know what the circumstances are. But the fact is, when they go out there and like Joy did and put down a time that's comparable with what got her the silver medal in the indoor nationals of Division I, and the history of the fact of you got so many great athletes in our sport that actually came from JUCO, that actually came from a Division I, and they went out and got to the highest level of our sport. Like Tyson Gay. Tyson Gay came from JUCO. Kenny Bedard came from JUCO.
Veronica Campbell
came from JUCO. So this whole narrative where people be like, oh, well, they not even good enough to be in D1. Sometimes D1 ain't for everybody, but it doesn't mean you ain't going to be able to get to that national championship, big boy or big girl national championship, or the Olympic trials, or make your team and become an Olympian. So we should watch every level and realize there's talent at every level.
But yeah, Joy might be a reason why some of these high schoolers ain't gonna get no scholarship. She gonna get a spot. They gonna go get her from D2, and she gonna be in the Power 4.
She got that free agent.
Yeah, she got that free agency. What?
We just picked up Joy.
Man, high schoolers, I'm on your side, man. We got to create another way to help our high schoolers, man. Maybe better coaching or something like that, man. Some of our high schoolers, we got to get them faster so they can have a better chance of getting into the school. Not just with academics, but, if they want to be developed on the other end also.
That's true. Well, but when you got middle schools out there running 7-13. Yeah. Middle school.
I forgot one lady, man, at the New Balance Nationals, man. I want to shout her out, man. Sydney Sutton, 52 from Bullis. Man, Coach Jolie, man, listen, man, I might need some tips, man. I might need to go holler at Jolie. Jolie, that's a crazy name too, man. Jolie.
Jolie. Coach Jolie handling business.
Man. We gonna have a high school elite coach segment, man. Jolie, holla at us, man. The people wanna know you. I know you putting the kids forward. We know you're a community man, and you putting them kids forward. But a lot of people probably want to know who's the cook in the kitchen. You know what I mean? We definitely want to give you your flowers, man. We have a lot of coaches out there like who've been coaching and doing this for years, who've been turning out youth stars, turning them over to colleges, and they come from good stock from high school. Coaches that care, coaches that develop them, and coaches that push them into the next level. And you're probably one of those guys, man. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure if I could remember. I think he was Masai's coach also.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. Man. This dude is out there doing it. And like I said, we have plenty of coaches from around the country who's doing the same thing. He has an Olympic gold medalist. So it makes him shine a lot more. But, in our comments, we know y'all going to flood us with a lot of other high school coaches who are actually turning out good college kids to these colleges. And, yeah, we might hit a few of them up, man, to have them on the show, man, to talk about their system, how they run them, and everything else. Let us know if y'all are like that in the comments, man. Let us know.
For sure. Hey, I got a question for you. If you could run again, right? Or let's just take you back when you was in your peak shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got glasses. You wear glasses.
Could you
have competed with your glasses on as they are right now?
No, sir. Them things would have been like.
I asked that question because I saw a little highlight of Tate Taylor, and they asked him and said, "How can you run with your glasses on?" Like he didn't have no strap connected on the back to keep his glasses on. He just went out there and ran with the eyeglasses, and went out there and broke a national record. Like,
so look,
how difficult is that? Because I don't wear glasses, so I'm trying to figure this out.
that is very difficult to do. But his glasses have to be like probably formed a little bit to his face to hug his head. They would have to be.
They're militant. They're very militant. They look like Malcolm X glasses. They're very militant. So,
listen, but then this is the perfect opportunity. I've done it before for me to mention to somebody like Ray-Ban to give this kid an NIL deal, or someone like Oakley to give this kid a prescription shades or clear sunglasses to run in. It would be perfect. He needs to see. He doesn't want to run without his glasses. So go ahead and give this man some glasses, Oakley or Ray-Ban or whoever else is out there. You know what I mean? This young man's face needs a brand on his face for him to run well. Let's get this man together.
Hey, Tate, I know you listening. Go and get your glasses. Coach Kevin, shout out to you. San Antonio Swift, shout out to all of y'all, man. Let's get this kid some glasses, bro. Hey, and y'all already know what we're about to say. Not to y'all. Not to y'all, but to the sunglass company.
We need our 10%. Y'all know we gonna say it. Hey, I saw Christian Miller this weekend too, man.
You did?
I forgot to ask for my 10% from Puma, man. But, you know, when he was out there and I was like, hey, look, Puma, man, he running all them 9 seconds. And Puma picked him up. But listen, boy, Christian, next time I see you, man, I'm going to need that. I'm going to pull up on you like LeBron. Nah, I'm playing. Nah, good kid, man. He saw me, he gave me a hug and everything. When he saw me and everything, I let him know everything was love. You know what I mean? He has a great mentorship, and we definitely want to see Christian Miller do good big things, man, on the next level. So.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see him run this season, man. I know he's been working hard. Did you see that montage video that he put out not too long ago of him training and working out, man?
It's serious. I did, man.
Bro.
He looked like he ain't playing no games, boy. Like last year was a preview. And I don't think we realize how good, and it's crazy like that I'm gonna talk about him a little bit. Bro, he is a 9-second kid. Not a kid that ran 9-second once, that popped it once. This kid popped it like 4 times in one season, which makes him a 9-second kid. Because, you know, on our show, we always say you're not your PB, you're your average, right? This kid's a 9-9 kid. He is a 9-9 guy. That's what he is. Last year as an 18-year-old. You know what I mean? And that's hard to be, because to run consistent 9-9 the way he did against pros and high schoolers is a hard feat in itself. You may have a kid run a 9-second there and then string off a whole lot of 10-0-10-1s. But he was dropping 9s, bro. That's very hard to do, very commendable. I'm excited to see what he's going to do next year. Or this year.
Me too, for sure. The way he training, boy, he trying to retire some fools, so it's gonna be crazy. I'm ready. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen.
Hey, now look, man. I don't know if you know, man. There's this, and if anybody doesn't know, man, I think our friend at the final leg put out this picture, man, of 4x1s.
Oh, you gotta give a shout out to Kratos Blacks. That's what, right? Kratos Blacks.
I don't know. I ain't said his name because of that.
Well, Kratos Blacks asked us. He asked us and said, can Justin and the Bearded Wonder, he said that, break down this whole relay team 1, 2, 4 and analyze it? He says it would be greatly entertaining. So let's proceed. So this is the teams that I put up on my social media page for people want to know. If you want to see what it is, it's teams 1, teams 2, teams 3, teams 4, and it comprises of legendary sprinters throughout different generations, different eras. And I went through, and there were some other people who were adding a whole nother quartet onto that, which actually sounded really good. So if you want to get into it, let's get into it then.
Man, let's get into it. Hey, listen, that first team is pretty fierce, bro. You got
in their prime now. In their prime. In their primes.
In their primes. Like I said, man, everybody know, but I don't know if everybody knows. Team 1 is a really solid behind team, man. I know a lot of people, they looking at, you know what I mean? I like your team too. If nobody's injured on your team, that's a good team too, man, with Nesta, you, Tyson, and Maurice. But Coleman, Frater, Dennis Mitchell, and Usain. And let me say who Team 2 is, so anybody who don't look at the picture, they know who Team 2 is. Team 2 is Asaf Powell, Trayvon Rommel, Arian Knighton, and Carl Lewis. Team 4 is John Drummond, Wallace Spearman, Johan Blake, and Noah Lyles. I think Team 4 is the most slept on. All right? All those runners, except for one, they top end is, boy, listen, they get in front of you, they ain't coming back. You're not running them down. That's not happening. And the good thing they did was they didn't put any of these guys to start, but they got a good starter. And John Drummond, he give it, but he with all these other starters, man, I don't see John beating Nesta. I don't see John beating any of those guys once he pass it off. I give you the edge on the second leg. Frater gonna hold position. I've never seen Trey on second leg, so Trey, I don't know. I know what Dennis Mitchell could do on third leg. He gonna destroy that boy, but I know what Blake could do on third leg too. And then if we talking about a healthy Tyson gonna do with his thing, and I always wanted to see Arian on the third leg.
Me too.
And then all these guys on last leg, you could call all their hands, all their ass, all state. That's insurance everywhere. You got Usain, Carl, Maurice, and Noah. Ain't nobody running none of them down. But if I had to pick, bro, and this is not because it's you, I'm going with Team 3. Team 3.
It's the wise pick in this situation. And I'm not being biased. I'm not being biased because you could have actually took me out of the second leg and you could have put Asafa in there and I still probably would pick Team 3. When you look at everyone in their primes, right?
Yeah.
Nesta Carter's 9.78. I'm 9.74. Tyson 9.6. You got Mo Green 9.79. So all of us are already just straight up 9.7s across the board, bro.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
I read the comment. I read one of the comments. One of the comments said, yeah, if Team 3 could pass the baton from second to last, they got it. They say
from second to
meaning Nesta he's going to definitely get it off, but it possibly get dropped between second, third, and last day because y'all American. I said, bro, that's wild.
No, bro. Listen.
That's wild.
I ain't never dropped no stick. Ain't no stick never get dropped on me. I don't think Tyson ever dropped a stick. I don't think so.
Yeah, he didn't.
They got a bobble. They had a bobble.
It wasn't it him and 2008 Olympics. They didn't get it around.
I think it was a bobble though. I think they ran out the zone. The chat. You know the chat gonna get us though. They gonna tell us what it is.
I think it was he ran to TCU. He ran the third leg.
No, that wasn't that.
Oh, that was Walter
Tyson
Dix.
Wasn't Walter Dix.
No, it's one of them. But Tyson was last leg. And
it was
finish.
Doc and Tyson had a bobble. It was
okay. I was about to say. I remember it was one. Now I remember
they had a bobble. They were killing Doc for a little while when it came to the relays, but I feel like it's never. That's my personal opinion. I feel like it's never his fault in that situation. When he got hit and he tumbled when he was passing the stick off to Walter Dix, it was because he got hit on the outside lane. Kind of like when you see Allison get hit by the Brazilian girl and they had to run the relay over again. It was the same situation that happened. But he got hit by Harry Atkins. And Harry Atkins like 200 pounds, easy. So,
yeah. He built like
and
a tank.
Doc is like 170. So you already know what that's going to look like. But second leg, you put me on second leg, that's the gat stretch, boy. That ain't the back stretch, that's the gat stretch. I own that area, dog. That's my area, dog. But so we do have a couple of honorable mentions that people have put in the group chat. If I could come over and find it real quick. I know Asafa put in there. Asafa put a couple in there. I think he put Keishane, Andre DeGrasse, Donovan Bailey, and one more other person. Which I was like, yo, that's a good mix right there too.
Oh yeah, you could have put Donovan Bailey on one of these on the last leg or the backstretch, boy. Matter of fact, their Olympic win, he was on the backstretch, I think.
Donovan?
I think he was on the backstretch. I'm not sure.
Who brought it home? Bruno Suri?
Yeah, Bernie Surin.
Yeah, Bernie Surin brought it home.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, they could have put Donovan. Bernie Surin, boy, you said his name. Listen, he wasn't nobody to be slept on either, boy. Listen, boy. They had beef with Maurice Green, boy. Them boys. Listen, I love that era of track and field, man. We got to get more of those guys on the show to talk about their rivalries, man. Because I'd love that era, man. People was talking, yelling out crazy things. You know, I hear stories all the time, man. Like from a lot of the older athletes, and these are good stories. I would love for them to tell on our show. And some of them be like, I don't know if I want to tell it, but I'm telling them it'll be good to tell on the show. And we good friends with some of the old greats, man. It would be amazing for them, man, to see.
They, especially those guys who come from that era of Nuck If You Buck, for sure. They have some good stories. You know what? Man, I want to get John Capello on there. John, get John Capello here, boy.
He a pastor now, man. He ain't gonna sound the same.
Me and John almost got in a fight one time. So,
I remember that. I remember you telling that story. Listen, me and John, if anybody know what guavaween is, man, out there at, what's it called? John might not remember this. This was in his days when he wasn't serving the Lord, but he was plastered, and I was plastered with him.
Oh my God. Don't have his congregation out here question him.
I think he's a pastor. I think I heard he was a pastor. I'm not sure, but I know I think he's serving somewhere right in his hometown where he's from.
That's what's up, though.
Man, so.
Shouts out to John. I'd love to have him on the show too, man. I mean, he come from an era where, like, we come from that era of like the step kids. Like, they were the ones that came right on the cusp of Maurice Green. So they was like, all of us was in that like Maurice Green shadow. And we just was trying to like get our position together. Like, oh man, we trying to be next.
You know what? You know who's in the middle of that? John Drummond. I'd like to get John Drummond on the show. John Drummond. I think he's a pastor too.
He is a pastor. I talked to him not too long ago. He is a pastor.
Same John.
You know what? I need him to walk us through 2003 when he laid on the track. And
oh yeah, my dog was like this. Y'all move me.
The real protest. The real protest, bro.
I ain't going nowhere.
So I did find Asafa's text, and he said Andre DeGrasse, Keyshawn Thompson, and Fred Curley. That would be the lineup. What you think?
Let me see.
And then obviously Donovan. You're gonna add Donovan to that, right?
And you could. Man, they on the fly.
Who you gonna put up? I guess you gotta put Keishane out the hole then.
Nah, you could put Asafa out though. Well,
no, Asafa not in there. Unless he's saying he's calling in for his own team.
Oh, if he do that, yeah, it got to be Keishane out the hole. And who else it was?
I would say Donovan, Andre DeGrasse, and Fred Curley.
I ain't never seen Fred move super well on a curve.
Put Fred on that backstretch.
Yeah, but Andre DeGrasse and Donovan, well, you should know Andre DeGrasse is good on that backstretch. Or not the backstretch, the home stretch.
I was injured that year. I was injured. And we won. And we won, sir.
I don't know if you won in the Bahamas. No?
We did, yeah. That was the prelims.
Oh, when he rolled you up? I can't talk,
listen.
but I'm just saying.
He did. He rolled me up like a sleeping bag. Listen, but I was injured. I had a hamstring injury. And we ran the finals and we won because they bobbled the stick. And I was like, whoo. Because
Hey, he was on that year though. Because I remember he rolled up and then he looked at you like he rolled down the window like.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
You got him back though. You got him back. You got him back because I got the picture when you got him back. You send it to me. I was like, boy, this boy petty as hell, boy.
Listen, chat. This is our friendship right here. Like, if I don't get my revenge on certain situations, he, meaning Rod, is going to clown me forever. So I have to go into these races with the intent of I got to get my get back, or this dude going to clown me forever. So the race was Tom Jones. It was actually me, Noah, Isaiah Young. I think Zay was in the race, right? Zay was in the race. It was actually a low key stacked field, and Andre DeGrasse. And gun goes off. Pow! Run the race. And as soon as I get close to the finish line, I'm looking at the clock and I point at the clock. Boom. And the way the camera shot it was like I point and it's like right in front of Andre. And literally when I got that picture, no ill will towards Andre at all. I didn't even think about doing it that way. But when I got the picture, I was like, I got to send this to Rod because then I'm going to get him off my back. For sure.
Now listen, this is how I kept Justin grounded. I know in the chat, everybody gonna look up what I did. I know I can't do what none of these guys did. I know this type of thing. But this is the way I kept Justin grounded, and I kept things funny for him and keep it light for him to keep working. So that's our friendship. So just want to put that out there. There was no ill will to anybody. I'd be like, man, you gonna let that happen to you? You know, some things you had to let happen. The Ferdinand story, that one we had to let go. I ain't even said nothing after Ferdinand ran 77, him and Trayvon. I was like, yeah, bro, they out there in cars. Justin was like, yeah, I think my retirement's calling me.
Listen, they both crossed that line. I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, what is going on here, dog? First of all, we at altitude, so I definitely should be running faster. Like, what is going on? You know what? Where's the retirement button at? Where do I push it at?
Hey, look, man, but you found your second stride here in podcasting, man. The world loves you as a podcaster. They love your character. They love your happiness, and that's good. I'm happy for that for you. So that's definitely good.
Appreciate that, man. I'm glad to be on here with you, my man. Glad to be on here with you. So, with that being said, we picked Team 3. Sorry, y'all.
Team 3. If I had to put them in order, I'd go Team 3, Team 1, Team 4, Team 2.
So, Track Spice. Shout out to Track Spice. If you out there, you listening. If you're the ones who originated making this team, why don't y'all make a females relay? Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, Team 4. And however many it takes. And let's see what that looks like too. And get a conversation going on with that too. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah, definitely shout out to y'all. We like things like that, man, when y'all ask us to do it. So, but you ain't said who gonna get second, third, and fourth. I get how we gonna come second, third, and fourth. Second, third, and fourth?
Sorry, man. I don't be worrying about them kind of things.
Oh, here we go. Never mind. Moving
All
on.
right. Okay. I got it. You know what? Team 1 is actually a very formidable team. They actually would scare me. Coleman in his elite status, his form, like 2019, that race was done in 2019. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. By the time he handed the stick off to me, like it was disrespectful after that. It was done. Stagger was broken. How could we lose? The only way we could lose is by being the Team USA and bobble the stick or drop the stick. But that wasn't going to happen that day. So having that guy on the track and then having Michael Frater keep the consistent momentum going, and you pass it on to Dennis Mitchell, who we already know is just pure grit. Yeah, he gonna get that. He gonna get that shit done any way he can.
Yeah, any way he can.
and he gonna be cussing at Bolt. Get your ass up out of here. Go and get that stick, man. Woo! You already know how he is. Woo!
Yeah. Well, once he get it, he gonna put his finger in there like this.
Yeah, yeah, baby. Yeah, we number one, baby. He gonna pass on the Bolt, and obviously murder she wrote. We already know. We already know what happens when Bolt gets a stick.
Bolt gonna do what he do. But on that 10-3, if Maurice got any cushion, he not walking that down, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard. That's gonna be a hard walk right there. That's gonna be a hard walk.
That's the original Pitbull sprinter, bro. That's the original pit right there. You not walking that down. You not walking. And I love Bolt, man. I love Bolt. Bolt may differ though. You know, he may check me like he did last time. Be like, you think I'm not gonna run Maurice down? I'll be like,
I think it's gonna be really tough between team 2 and teams 4, to be honest, bro. Because this is how I see the race going off. Asafa's getting the edge over Drummond. Safa passes off to Trayvon. Trayvon is a great 100-meter runner, but you know that second leg is usually a little bit longer than the actual setup stagger, right?
That's why I give it to Wallace.
And
That's
Wallace,
why I give it to Wallace on the fly.
Wallace going to ignite himself on that fly. He's just going to start rolling, and then hand it off to the prime Johan on that third leg. We seen prime Johan against prime Tyson on third leg.
Yeah, that's why I got them two. Them two lock up. I don't see it. And you know,
but that epic fourth leg is going to be a real showdown. Carl Lewis against Noah.
Let me tell you why I give it to Noah. This is why I give it to Noah, right? That PB is the same, right? 79. Well, no. Carl got a windy 79, but it's like 84 for Carl, I think.
Yeah.
Right? It's 984. But on the fly, at 19.3, if you're talking about him in his prime, 19.3, 9.7, I mean, I've only seen one person close on Noah in his career. One person. And that's Lestile Taboho in that New York race. That's the only person I've seen close on a Noah. In any 4x1 race, you're not closing that kid. You're not doing it. I don't even see Carl doing it because his 200 strength and his top end, to me, now the older generation may differ, to me is stronger than Carl's.
Yeah.
So if they get it at the same time, man, Carl might be looking at ass cheeks and elbows, buddy.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. But yeah, that'll be a really cool race to watch for sure. Let's see how that goes.
Definitely. That'll be no disrespect to Carl. No disrespect to Carl. Carl was the best, the GOAT before the GOAT. So
very true. Very true. With that said, man, I think we covered the gamut, man. Like we went through everything that's happened this week. Next week, what we got next week? What's coming up next week?
Indoor Worlds from the 21st to the 23rd. Yep, Nanjing, China. Please support. We want to tell all our media outlets, man, we know some of those people charging for y'all to watch, man, but, you know, y'all support our races in track and field. This is going to be one of the greatest years ever. We got so much going on. We got Grand Slam track. Athlos just announced October 10th. You know what I mean? They say they're going to have their running, and October 10th, they're going to have their next event. Athlos, once again, we'd love to be there. Yeah. It was the first inaugural event was amazing. So you have Athlos, Grand Slam track. We have our regular diamond leagues, and then we have a lot of our gold, bronze, and silver meets that'll be all around the world. So please, World Championships is in September, you know, and for our high schools and everything, you have a bunch of nationals, junior worlds, and all of that happening this year. Please support kids, support our pros, you know what I mean? Especially if you love track and field this year round. We thank you guys so much.
With that being said, man, go ahead and take us out.
Yeah, man, we thank you guys for 70,000 subscribers. Help us get to 100. Until next time, thank you guys for being with us on the next time on our show. Ready, set, go.